Skeptics call it the ultimate Bible fail. Light on day 1, but the sun doesn't show up until day 4. On day 1, light from the sun permeated that fog. It was bright, there was light, but you couldn't see the source from the horizontal level. Genesis wasn't describing the birth of the sun on day 4, it was describing its debut. It's not a scientific error, it's a perspective shift. Faith and science aren't at war, they're just looking at the same sun from 2 different angles. God is defining a 24-hour day, the evening and the morning. Let there be light. It is not the creation of light. It already existed. As described in Job 38:9, God made clouds its garment, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it. This metaphor emphasizes God's authority in managing the ocean as easily as a nurse wraps a newborn baby.
Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep. This is the Big Bang. The universe was created, and so the earth existed before the day 1 account in Genesis. The Hebrew word created, bara, to create, shape, or form. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. Notably, Scripture uses the word let, higher, during this process, rather than the word for creating from nothing, bara. This distinction is supported by Isaiah 45:18, which states that God established the earth and created it not in vain, not as a waste, but formed it to be inhabited. This suggests that the earth's original state was one of order and purpose, not chaos. It is possible that a pre-Adamic civilization witnessed the cataclysmic event that left the earth in a state of chaos, the tohu va-bohu, without form and void. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. God is defining the 24-hour day, the evening and the morning. Let there be light is not the creation of light, it already existed, but was somewhat concealed as described in Job 38:9. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed." And the evening and the morning were the third day. The earth, along with the waters, already existed prior to the third day. God did not create them at that point, he simply divided them. Later, on the fourth day, God reiterated the division of light and darkness first established on day 1, placing lights in the firmament to formally divide the day from the night. God assigned the Hebrew word yom, day, the significance of signs, seasons, days, and years. With the conclusion of the fourth day, marked by evening and morning, a formal measurement of time was established. This calendar allows us to recognize divine signs and seasons as they are revealed throughout Scripture. When we examine the Jewish feasts alongside the prophecies of the Messiah's first and second comings, we see a mathematical precision used to forecast each event. These appointed times provide a formal structure for marking the feasts and celebrations that outline the Messiah's redemptive work. The establishment of the calendar on the fourth day was not merely for human record-keeping, but a divine signaling system for the redemption of mankind. Just as the sun and moon dictate the appointed times of God's prophetic clock, we have already seen the first 4 feasts fulfilled to the exact day by the Messiah's first coming: Passover, unleavened bread, first fruits, and Pentecost. As we look toward the remaining fall feasts, trumpets, atonement, feast and tabernacles, we must recognize that history is not drifting. It is accelerating toward a specific conclusion. The signs and seasons in our heavens act as a silent shout, warning a distracted world that the next appointment on the divine calendar is imminent. The question for our generation is whether we are awake to these signs, or like those of old, will we fail to recognize the time of our visitation? We can also bridge the gap between the fall feasts and the second coming with these following verses. Zechariah 14:16. This is a powerhouse verse. It prophesies that in the future, all nations will go up to Jerusalem specifically to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This proves the feasts aren't just Jewish history, but a universal future requirement. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. This provides the sound for your Feast of Trumpets connection. The trump of God is widely seen by scholars as the literal fulfillment of the shofar blasts associated with Yom Teruah. Matthew 24:32-33. Jesus' parable of the fig tree fits perfectly with the signs and seasons theme. Jesus tells us that just as we know summer is near by the leaves, we should know his coming is at the doors. By observing these prophetic patterns, we are confident that we know in advance what the divine order is, whether we are young in our scholarship of the word or more seasoned. We have the hope, not fear, of things to come.